Welcome to Anime's Most Wanted. It's Mel. Yes, I'm back. I'm here for my new segment that I'm trying out. We're still going to call it Bookish Anime Lovers.
Yeah.
And I'm here with Karmen Lee, an author
Hi.
that I got to know through threads. And then read her book, and then read her second book, and then read her third book. And now I have a bunch of books for next year that I just got. And I saw that she was watching Gachiakuta, and if y'all been following the podcast, we've been reviewing Gachiakuta. So I reached out to her and went, "Let's talk anime."
Yeah.
So
Yes.
here we are. We're gonna talk anime. We're gonna talk a little bit also about her writing and her books. So let's start with, yes, how are you feeling about Gachakuta
Oh man, that's a
right
loaded
now, as
question.
as as we are literally coming to the end of the season? A lot
Mm,
has happened.
yes. Oh man, what a loaded question.
I
How am
thought I
I
would start us hot.
feeling? That is hot. I'm feeling confused. I'm feeling entertained.
Yes, yes. Look,
um, you know,
emotions
just
when watching something is always good.
yes, I'm feeling all of the emotions, all of the emotions. I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the world building, even though, like I said, I'm still confused as to like what world are we in?
Ah, yes,
What?
yes.
What is what is this world and how does it relate? And what do you mean? What is the sphere? Is it just the moon? Like what is going on?
Yeah.
But also like I think because I have so many questions, like that's a good thing because when I'm watching an anime, I don't want to be bored. Like if I don't have any
Yes.
questions, then I'm not
Yes.
going to keep
If it's just
watching.
lollygagging, yeah, yeah. If you're just lollygagging
Yeah.
through it, yeah, it's not. I mean, sometimes it's good for background, whatever, but
Mhm.
like when you're actually actively watching, yes, it needs to be
Yeah.
entertaining in different ways. It could be entertaining that you're like disgusted with whatever is going on, or it could be
Yeah.
entertaining in a way that you're loving it, or it's heartbreaking.
Yes.
So yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I
I have also a lot of
definitely
questions. Go ahead.
yeah. Yeah, my friend that I'm watching it with, we have a whole like not a spreadsheet, but like a checklist of
Mm,
questions
mm.
that we are like we have to have these questions answered by the time this ends. And then I think last week she was like, we only have like one or two episodes left for the season. I was like, but wait, our
Mhm.
checklist has no checks on it.
No
Like,
checks. Welcome to the welcome to the you're never gonna get answers until season 2 family. Yes.
right? Oh
Um,
man. But like I can't stop watching though, because it is fascinating. I think because there are so many characters too, where I'm just like, what
yes.
is the background of this character? Like
Correct. Mhm.
how and why and what? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's keeping us very much entertained. And I'm not gonna lie, we have, I don't know, 5011 voice notes back and forth of us just being like, what, wait a minute, what just happened? And yeah, I think we were talking about the last episode where we got like one check mark on our list for a question that neither one of us even had. Like we just assumed that we knew Rudo's last name. And we're
Yeah.
like, wait, did we never know this boy's last name? Like, what?
Look, when you brought it up, I was like, "Oh yeah, that was the episode." I was like, "But Didn't we know?
Right.
Did
I was like,
wasn't
well,
we
both of
told?
us.
Like, no, no, it wasn't. No,
No. Yeah,
we
we
just
both were just
assumed.
like,
Yeah, we're like, we
clearly
got,
his name, his last name is his last name. Like, right? That's
yeah,
no, no. We're
mm.
just like, okay. So that answers,
A
point one
question that we didn't
question
have.
at all. Didn't have that question at
So
all,
we had
but
to
we're going to
put
put
it
it on
on
the
the
list.
list and then
Yes,
check it. So at least there's one check mark check
exactly.
at the end of the season. At
So
least there's one
24
check mark.
episodes, 43 questions, now 44 questions, and one of them has been answered.
Yes. Look, you work what you got. You work what you got.
You
So
know?
I'm looking at this series. Um, I gather since you have a friend that you're watching anime, that anime is this is not like your first or second anime that you're watching. You're not
Oh,
entry
absolutely not.
leveling
No,
into the
no.
anime world.
Yeah, no, this is like anime back in like the Toonami days, but the
Mm.
original robot. Like
The
even before
original.
then, like even before we even had Toonami, I think when it was just, coming home after school and like originally watching like Rugrats and Doug and
And then
randomly,
yeah, whatever came
yeah,
behind
it
that,
was
yeah.
always Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon,
Mm,
Gundam Wing.
yes.
Like those were like the first three that I really remember like having I'm gonna date myself, having cable finally. And like
Look, we're both in most likely in the same age category group. Maybe I'm older by a couple of years.
I don't know. I'm an 85er, so
Yeah, I am older by a
okay,
couple of
okay.
years.
I get excited when I'm the oldest one. I know that's probably like opposite for most people. They're like, I'm the baby. I'm like, nah, I'm grandma. Like I love being the oldest one. But yeah, no, like
Okay,
started back
yes.
then.
Hmm.
And I think like some of the first anime that like other than that I was watching was like Blue Seed and like Three by
Mm.
Three Eyes and like Fist of the North Star. So
Yeah,
very
like the for what we now call classics, like the
yeah,
yeah, like
yeah.
okay, yeah. But that's kind of from most of the two other authors I talked to. Um,
Mm,
they also were like, yeah, that's where it started. Tsunami.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah. I think it started with Tsunami and then because it took so long for us to get dubbed versions because they didn't really even give us the sub versions for
no,
that.
they
Like
were
it was
like
just
no one. No.
yeah, like this was when they were still trying to like say that like Sailor Uranus and Neptune were cousins, like
Yeah,
crap like
yeah,
that.
I
Like,
remember that storyline, and
oh my
I
gosh,
was
which is
like,
like this
okay,
makes it even quote unquote
sure,
weirder, guys. Like I
yeah.
know I'm from the South, but like I'm not from that part of the South. Come on now. But yeah, I think waiting for those episodes to be dubbed on Toonami then led me to like try to find other anime because like I loved my Rugrats and I loved watching Disney movies and everything, but like I needed more and I feel like we didn't have really like that kind of fantastical like fantasy level
Yeah, I
cartoons
see. Yeah.
really.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so like I wanted more and like after that I've especially I think I watched Revolutionary Girl Utena and I
Ah,
was like, "Oh,
I've
I
only
need
watched
more."
that uh a couple of about 10, no, wait, when did I meet my friends here? About 6 7 years ago. This is the first time
Mm.
I've watched that one because a friend that I met here, she was like, "You are gonna love this. It's ridiculous,
Very.
but also very, very much fun."
Yeah. It's one of those where I was just I distinctly remember it ending and being super confused, but
Yes.
also being like, "Nah, I'm in this for life." Like I've found my people. Like
But yeah, I could see it. I could see it because again, I come from Ireland, and so like we
Mhm.
didn't have that. We didn't even have tsunami. Like I
Gotcha.
watched the stuff that was on TV. The that whatever came on through the
Mhm.
Spanish channels. So
Oh,
I got
interesting.
I got introduced to like Robotech,
Mhm.
and Speed Racer and so on and so forth. Not
Yeah.
knowing that they were anime, I'm like, "Ooh, these are some interesting cartoons. I haven't seen anything like that before." Because
Mm.
we watched the Hanna Barbera stuff and the
Yeah.
Looney Tunes, and it took a while before Disney. We got like Disney stuff,
Mhm.
So the Hannah, the Looney Tunes, those were the stuff I grew up with, and then they were still like let's be honest, Looney Tunes was crazy silly.
Oh yeah,
So so when
bonkers.
right, so when I grasped that there was like other stuff that are like that but crazier, I was like, what is this? Put my hand, put my finger on it, and then we got Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon,
Hmm. Yes, Pokemon.
right? And then I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And when we finally got like used to go to the library and look stuff up because
Yes,
I'm like, what is this?
yes.
And then we find out it's anime, and then you go down that rabbit hole whenever I could then at the
Yeah.
library. So yeah,
Yeah, I
no,
think same. Similar. I think for a while, you know, there was definitely, like I said, the Dragon Ball Z, the Sailor Moon, Pokemon and Digimon would
yeah,
like come on Saturday morning cartoons, but
hmm
that was
hmm
pretty much all we had because we had like the basic cable, and so that was that was
that was
all we
what you
had.
got. Yeah,
Yeah,
you took what you got because you don't know when you will see
you're
it
gonna get
again.
anything else.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah.
so it was. Yeah, I think that's kind of it's interesting too because I think that the library kind of bridged multiple things for me because I spent so much time at the library because we could
Mm,
walk to it, and
yeah.
that was like the one place that like our parents would like let us walk
Let you
to,
go,
you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're
You
like
know.
responsible adults are at the library. Yes.
Exactly. And so like we would go there and definitely getting all the books because I was a voracious reader back then. I was not exactly a fan of our school library because there just wasn't enough. And honestly our school librarians were like watching us a little too closely and I was just like, dang it, I need more stimulation than just
Then
these books. And
then the
so
then the ABCs of them all.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think also because I have 3 older sisters, and
Mm,
so, like, I was reading what they were reading, and I was
yeah.
not getting that at my school library because we were so many like, my sister right above me is 3 years above me, so she was in middle school. I was
Mm.
not getting the middle school books in elementary school,
Yeah, you're
and
not you're
so
not getting any of that. No.
yeah. So the library was that place. And then, similar to you, I realized that they had videos at the library and they had anime
Mm.
videos at the library. So that's like, I was like, oh, there's more anime than like, I listen, I love me some Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon and Pokemon and Digimon, but I was like, I need even more than this. And I need it faster because they keep replaying
The
the same
same
75
episodes.
episodes.
Yeah. The
Like
same.
we've been stuck in this battle with Frieza for like the past 4 months, and I need more.
I'm like, this is taking too long.
Right? I'm
Yeah.
like, why are they taking forever to dub these episodes? And like, I'm gonna watch them. Don't get me wrong, but like, I
For
need
sure.
more. You know. And so
So
yeah, the library was like that bridge
so
for
that's
books
sort of
and anime.
yeah, so that's a good way to get into how you started writing. Cause was it
Yeah.
just being also a voracious reader that said, "Hey, I want to write also because I like creating stories," or is it like you just fell into writing and then you're like, "Oh, I let me combine that with all the books I'm reading."
A little of both. I think part of it was that whole waiting game of getting the next episodes. And so
So you wrote your own
yeah. So
episodes.
I distinctly remember, I think the first thing I ever wrote was not a book, it was a comic. Like I wanted to be an
Mm.
illustrator when I was younger. Um, before my parents were like, no, you need to go into something that makes money. And so I became a teacher. So jokes on them. Um, teachers aren't making money either.
Yeah, I was like,
Um,
you might as well have gone into graphic designing. You would have actually
right?
made some
But
money.
yeah, no, the first thing I ever wrote, and I feel like it's probably still in a box somewhere in my mom's garage, was like a fan comic to like continue the Sailor Moon universe, where I
Mm,
was like, Sailor Uranus and Neptune are not cousins; they're lovers. And I just
mm.
like I think I was like 13, and I was like, no. I'm writing the fan comic of them and everything. So that was
OG fan fiction
yeah.
Sailor Moon on paper.
Legitimately, because we didn't have the internet at that
Huh.
point. Like I didn't get it until
You-
high school.
yeah, you
And
gotta scan
so,
that and put
oh
that
my
out
gosh.
there for.
Not even that. I had to hide that. Like, let's just,
Oh yeah,
being a little
yeah.
brown queer kid growing up in the South, no, that stuff
That
was like buried under my mattress. So,
was
but
literally treasure. Like
yes,
yeah,
yes, like folded and intricate, origami pieces so that nobody could
nobody
unravel
can
it.
read. At least you
But
did. At
yeah,
least you're not like me and created a whole code thingy so I could write
oh
so people
no.
could read.
Oh no, my
My
ADHD would not allow that. I'd forget what the code was after I created it. Not even gonna lie. I would
you,
forget it.
I always kept the key separate from the book.
Mm.
So that like if anyone found the book, like my sister found a book, she was like, "What's this?" And I was like, "I'm just teaching myself a language."
I love it. Yeah, no, mine there were no, I was drawing pictures and like I was trying to do the whole
Writing whole
comic. So
story
there yeah, so that
at
that was the
13, like
start.
that's impressive. That's like, I mean, it's a good age to start because your imagination is expanding also. So
Mhm.
you're putting down stuff on paper, but writing the story and making the art at 13, that's a
She was trying.
he
She was
indeed was
trying. I'm
trying.
terrified if those ever show back up one day. I don't know about that. That might be terrifying to see what those images look like. But yeah, that
Look,
was that was the
you
start.
have to start somewhere. Every artist
Exactly.
has to start somewhere. So look, okay, we can't
100%.
we cannot
100%.
we cannot judge where we started
Yes. Only
as
where we end up.
where we end up. And you've end up with a whole literary library of your own books. So it's a good progression. Let's just
Yes.
say
I,
it's
I
a
will say I'm
good
quite proud of where the little 13-year-old has ended up so far.
right. You wrote a fanfic um lesbian Sailor Moon story,
Yes.
and yeah, right. And now you're writing full on lesbian
Lesbian romance. Yeah.
romance. And to bring up because I was in this year and the year before I started my intentional reading books by Black people.
Mm. Mhm.
But technically, I started in just during the COVID, just before during the
Mhm.
COVID, the year that they started shutting down. Then not the
Yeah.
COVID year, the year they started shutting down, and I ran into this nerd group and I was going through a burnout, and so I was trying to find myself, right?
Mhm.
And I was like, what am I doing that I'm not liking that is
Yeah.
contributing to my, the state of mind that I'm in? So
Yep.
yeah, so for me it was a nice step into finding and going into reading stuff that are written by people like me that look like me, that talk
Mhm.
like me, think like me in a bit, like. And so I came across a bunch of stuff, and then this year I was like, I'm really gonna like intentionally also read stuff that I out of my regular genres because
Gotcha.
I'm a sci-fi speculative fiction fantasy girl.
Mhm.
I did not do romance. Like I
Mhm.
I avoided romance like a plague because I guess I had an aversion for the idea that romance actually existed. Like it was,
Fair
it was,
enough.
it was real. So I was like, because I didn't see it or feel it. So I was
Mm.
like, I don't want to read it. I don't want to be infected by this thing that is romance that makes people do stupid things. I was young. Okay.
Listen, I think we all kind of go through stages of
Right?
being like,
Dragged
no.
that on for a long time. And so I never got into it. And then I was like, no, this year I'm going to just try new stuff. And
Mm.
so I started looking and I came across your book. The
Yay.
I 7-10 split on a reading app that does
Mm.
and audio. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try it because it's audio. I can stop at any time. I
Mm-hmm.
can listen to it on the go, so I'm not fully committed to sitting down and listening.
Mm-hmm.
And then I fully committed. Like chapter 3, I was like, okay, I need now to get the PDF or the ear things. I could read it and listen. And then I was like, oh, this is a series. Okay, let me grab book 2. And when I finished with book 2, I saw that book 3 hadn't come out yet
Mm-hmm.
on the audio, and I was like, this is unacceptable. why, why have I started a series that's not done? That's also one of the things I have.
I think anime has trained us well in that regard. I'm not
Right?
gonna lie.
Yes, and so I got into it and I got into it, and I would love, like you said, like you started writing or making a comic and writing fanfic. What anime tropes can you see being put into your books?
Oh man. So this one's hard because similar to you, I am absolutely like a fantasy girly. I love fantasy. I started with fantasy, obviously, as you can probably tell from the different anime that I've like spoken
Yes,
about.
like because that's what we watched as kids, right? I mean, there's not a lot of, I mean, rightfully so. There's not a lot of kids romance stuff
Romance
going
going,
around, right?
yeah, but all of them, I think what's interesting too, because I was very similar growing up where I was just like, I don't like romance. I don't read romance. I don't write, me not reading romance was a lie. I absolutely did. I just read it under the cover of darkness.
Oh,
Um,
same.
but, you know,
Do you have a secret? Did you have a secret storage of the Harlequin books?
I surprisingly no. I probably should have. Those would probably have been tamer than like the VC Andrews books I was reading
Damn.
at 12. That I should definitely not have been
Okay,
on that
yes,
side of the library.
you went just a level above me. I
Yeah,
think I had the Harlequin. The Harlequin books were at the library. I never had them at home. Is
Mm,
because I was the studious person, and the librarian was. She was like, I was like, yeah, it's so loud in the kids thing. So she let me sit in the corner in the adults area where the adults
yeah.
would sit down and read in the table and stuff. And then she started just letting me free roam. So I free roamed
Yep.
the whole adult section, and I found these books, and I was like, what is this? And so, and you
Yeah.
get it, right? There's a picture of a shirtless man
Oh, yeah.
on the
It might have been
cover. It
Fabio.
was Fabio.
Uh-huh.
Most of the time, Fabio had to look up who he was
Yep.
on the on the
Yep.
on the library computer with his hair flowing. So yes, look, we all have
We all
uh
we all
every I
had
think a lot of
moments.
a lot of bookish girls and persons and
Yeah.
peoples have kind of like some type of books that they should have in the hand as
Yeah.
teenagers reading,
Oh,
and
100%.
it shaped the way they look. Because after those, I was like, I'm not reading. If that's romance books, I
Yeah,
want nothing to do with that.
It's interesting too, because like that is definitely a question that people is almost like an icebreaker for
Yes.
like when you're at book conventions and they're
Mm.
just like talking about romance and what book at 12 were you reading that you weren't supposed to? And I always say like Flowers in the Attic, and there never fails. There are so many people in the audience just going, "Oh yeah," like, "Oh
Is it?
yeah, we
Is
all
it?
know about that one."
Now I gotta go look up Flowers in the Attic because I want to know what
Oh,
is this book that
all
has
right.
so much teenage people for
Uh,
our age in such a
it
chokehold as teenagers.
it is that is a unique experience, 100%, in finding romance novels that you should not have been reading at any age, really. It is, yeah, I don't even know how I got to that side of the library, but similar to you, I probably was just allowed to free roam. I was with my older sisters, and so it was
Yeah,
just like where they go, I can go. Um, but yeah, I mean, one thing about a lot of the anime that I was watching, particularly Sailor Moon, and even particularly like Revolutionary Girl Utena, was like romance is all up and down in the
yes,
story. It's just
yes.
not,
Especially like I find Utena more than Sailor Moon in the beginning. Then,
yeah. Like it's
but
romance is all up in like the romance is the one of the driving points in that story. Now, it might be a
mhm,
twisted version of romance quite
yes.
often, but
Mhm.
it's it that like Revolutionary Girl was Utena was doing dark romance before like dark romance was a subgenre of
Before
romance,
we
to
yeah
be fair. Yeah,
before it
you
became the
know
most popular thing out there. Yes.
yeah, before we really started calling it dark romance, like anime
Right.
was already doing it. And so it was one of those things where I think because the main category, I guess, that people were putting it in was fantasy or
Yes.
dystopian or sci-fi.
Dystopian.
Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, like we didn't really classify it as romance, but at the same time, it's like those were some of the most compelling story points where I was just like, oh man, okay, like these two characters, like why am I so like drawn to these two characters and them being together? And it was the romance part of that. And so I think like sitting down and kind of thinking about that and thinking about like why did the relationship between these two people draw me in so much, whether it's the like forbidden aspect of it or at a time when I was younger when most of the media I was consuming was just straight white couples,
Yes.
like couples that are not straight, not white, like those were drawing me in. And so that kind of shaped where I started out when it came to writing. And I love the push and pull between characters, in anime especially. I think anime does that so well.
Yes.
Where
'Cause
like you
they
as
I don't think they mostly adhere fully to the idea of linear.
yeah, because sometimes it's episodic and like
Yeah.
obviously there's an overarching story, but like you really sometimes get it episode by episode
Hmm,
for
hmm.
like the arc that's happening. But
Yeah.
like I think too, just like seeing the two characters interact
Mm.
and like thinking about the push and pull and the banter and the arguments and how that all like interacted definitely informed some of my writing and my characters. Like I love a good banter. I love when the two
Mm.
main characters, even if they're not quote unquote enemies to lovers per se, I love when they're both spicy with one another because it's just such good tension. And you're just
Yes.
like, you're the watcher, just like or the reader, like just watching these characters, and you're just like, oh man, just kiss. I know you guys
Get
just
it,
want to kiss.
get it over
Just
with.
just kiss. Go ahead, do it.
So, so you write, like you said, you write a lot of romance at the moment. Are
Yes,
you thinking of branching out
I
into the
am.
romantasy, or
I am.
just fantasy? Because as much as I'm now getting into reading romance. Um, I still stick to more of the contemporary stuff. because
Mm.
in my fantasy, I don't want romance. I'm like, give me the sword, the fighting, the murder, the deceit, the betrayals, the big world, the mythical animals, the beasts. We don't have time for romance, okay? Why are you falling in love?
Yes, no. So the short answer is yes. I mean, the long answer is also yes. The answer is yes, period. So,
Period. Yes.
I do have a book that's with my agent that we're going out on sub with in the spring that is more of a paranormal romance. So I'm
Branching out.
looking to
I
branching
can't wait.
out.
Yes, I
Yes.
can't wait.
Because actually, like I said, when, I was reading romance books that I probably wasn't supposed to read at like 12, 13, 14, but like the books that I was reading really were like fantasy. Like I was reading high fantasy about,
Hmm.
unicorns going on adventures and
Adventures,
fighting,
yes,
you
exactly.
know,
Big
wyverns and
dragons and
phoenix and
yes,
yeah.
and leviathan.
So, yeah, so, like, that actually is the start for me. I think even to this day, one of my favorite, manga, because and I do it's funny, I still have the VHSs, tapes, and I don't have a VCR, and that's, like, one big girl purchase that I said in
Thrift,
2026, I'm gonna totally buy
find you
it.
a good thrift
Um
store and pick up some these.
Yes. Oh yeah, I'm getting me a VCR because I have a son, he's 13, and I pulled out one of the VHS tapes and he's just like, "What is this brick?" And I was like, "Sir, that is rude and disrespectful."
Exactly, right.
But yeah, like I love my Sailor Moon, I love Dragon Ball Z. Part of it, of course, is because those are kind of the ones that I started
That
with.
we started, yeah.
That yeah. But like one of my favorite series is actually Magic Knight Ray Earth. And part
Ooh,
of it is because
of the
it's
high fan.
yes, the
As you
high
say the name, I'm
fantasy.
looking it up. Magic,
Yes. It still has obviously like the
Magic
elements of
Knight.
romance. Yeah, Magic Knight Ray Earth.
Yep, the my internet is listening. Yep.
But yeah, it's one of my favorite ones, partially because of the world building and just the fact that like it's pulling in like different worlds. You have the real world, but then like the magical world,
Hmm.
and then you have spacefarers from the magical world. And beyond that one, my second favorite is Fujiki Yugi. And I like that show and manga still has such a like a hold on me. I will never give up that manga. They're falling apart at this point, but it is what it is. I will tape them back together.
Tape them
But
back
just like,
together.
but just like the world building, and I love history. History was my minor when I was in college. And
Ah,
so
so yeah.
you know? So I do want to get into it when it comes to like I would love to do romantasy. I would love to actually just straight up write fantasy. And I do have some
Yes.
ideas and worlds that I've started building on my computer, but I'm also a perfectionist.
Mm.
And as much as I love like with Gachiakuta, like me just having so many questions and them edging me with like no
No,
answers,
uh,
I'm just like, I
the bane of
know,
anime existence.
right? But like for anime users, we're used to that. But when it comes
Mhm.
to readers, I think
Yeah,
you have to give
something.
more.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
give a little bit more. But if I feel if it's gonna be like a series of three,
Hmm.
wasn't that if you give, you don't have to give too much because it'll make me want to read book two more. Uh, uh, I just finished
Yeah.
reading Outbound, right?
Oh, yes.
And I felt like Jake Paul at the end of that one. Just saying.
Ah, Mark, I'm sorry. I just had, I,
I was like, Miss Tracy, what?
yes.
What? But yes.
Yeah.
So but when I finished Legendborn, I had so many questions, right? So
Hmm.
picking up book two that was already available was so easy. I was like, yes,
Yeah.
and I literally read Legendborn for book club, and we read all three for book club because
It was
it left us
so,
so
Yeah.
much questions and intrigue that it made no choice than to read book two next and then
Yeah.
book three right after. And now we're all
Yeah.
suffering together in book hell because we got to
Waiting
wait for book
for
four,
yeah.
right?
Well,
So,
and the only problem with this, and this is just like as an author
mhm,
seeing how publishing goes, this is just kind of like a little peek behind the curtain for people who maybe
yes.
aren't in publishing. Also because of this lovely economy that, at least here in
Mm,
the US that we are in, I think
yes.
globally, honestly, I
No,
think
but it's
everyone's just
stinging
suffering
everywhere, my dear. It's stinging
everywhere.
everywhere.
It's not as common per se to get a deal where you have multiple books. So a
Mm,
lot of times publishers are really looking for like most of the story and everything has to be wrapped up in book 1 enough to where if they don't buy book 2, book 1 can
can
finish
be
and
a
be
cold, yeah.
done,
Mm,
which is the problem because I'm very
yes.
similar to you. Like I will wait 4, 5, 6
Yes.
years for the next book. Like gathered me, if you have ripped into my soul that much,
And
I will
left me,
follow
yes.
you
I
into
will
the like
let yes.
hells of Mordor. Like I'm
Again,
with you.
as
But
anime watchers,
we're
it's
used to
it
that.
used to that. I'm still waiting on the Yuri on Ice movie that will never come.
Oh my gosh.
That
Can
will
we not bring
that,
up traumas today?
that will never come. Okay. Every time I see all of these things getting comebacks, Yona and all of those things, and I'm sitting in the corner going, "What about
But what
Yuri?
about Yuri
Huh?
on Ice?
What
Okay,
about
well, let
Yuri?"
me give you even more trauma. What about Nana? I've been
Oh,
waiting for Nana
oh,
to come back.
oh my God! Don't
Since
even.
we're sharing
Don't,
trauma today.
don't. Oh, the why?
Listen,
Yes, we just
no.
watched that on a Discord. Like we
Oh my
literally just
gosh.
watched that, and I was like, "Why am I doing this to myself? No, it
You know,
is not coming."
sometimes
Some,
we enjoy the pain, but I
I
mean
think,
that's the problem though sometimes when it comes with publishing is that like unless you've proven yourself. Like if you're VE
yes,
Schwab, sure,
yes,
100% and absolutely deserve it because love
yes.
them as an author.
I've read
But
the dark the series with the dark magic uh, that they wrote. I that had me like, what did I just read? Is there a second book? Because I need answers to
yeah,
these
yeah,
questions now that I'm left with, and the emotional damage.
right.
All
All the
of
emotional
these things.
damage,
I was like,
which,
okay,
you know, absolutely continue. But it definitely is a little bit harder when you haven't, when
have
your
a
book
long
hasn't come out and like quote unquote proven itself with
yes, you
the
don't have a long
audiences.
stream of audience that they could say, okay,
Exactly.
this is your core. They're
Yeah,
gonna buy it. Let's just get the series out, like buy the series.
absolutely. Yeah. So
I could see
that's kind
that.
of the problem too sometimes.
Yeah.
But and so, one thing about romance readers is they are voracious. The romance
Look, I've seen
genre,
the thread. I've
like,
seen the threads drama.
listen, and they are 100%. And I mean, to be fair, financially, the romance genre really does carry a lot of the publishing industry, period.
Right
It's
now
a
it is.
billion
Yeah,
dollar
yeah.
industry. And so, you know, I I understand why a lot of people will sometimes like will definitely put romance into it because you want to get those readers. And then you're like,
Yeah.
if you enjoy the romance, like hopefully you'll also enjoy the
Enjoy
world
the
building.
rest. Yeah.
I mean, Sailor Moon, in my opinion, is absolutely like a romance. There's so much romance in and out that she's the soldier of love. Like, let's just be so for real.
Yeah. Look,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
like yes, it
true,
is.
true, true. It
It
is.
is fighting. They do battles. Like Homegirl would absolutely body Goku, and I stand by that when it comes to
Look,
a power level.
I'm
But
I'm
she
not
is
gonna
the,
I'm not gonna
you
fight you on
know,
that because I'm also
right?
on that side, and
I'm just saying.
my Dragon Ball Z friends in my podcasting group would have would have a
Listen,
word with us.
they can fight me about that. I will hold my own when it comes to the fact that she would absolutely body that man. Love you, Goku, but Sailor Moon, she wouldn't be happy about it. And he just does it for the love of the game. So,
He
you
literally
know,
just does it for
for the love of the
the
game.
for the shits and
But
giggles. I think at times,
right,
like
100%. But
he's like, I
but
want to
yeah, I
fight.
mean, I love romance, just generally speaking. I say that as someone who like jokes that I don't have a romantic bone in my body,
I
who
think
like
that's
fell
I
it.
think that's I think that's kind of like a trope, I would say, if for humans. 'Cause I know a bunch of people, me included, that are like, ooh, ew, romance, and say we don't have any, but we would easily watch read now. But now I read a lot more romance because of
Oh
you,
yeah.
because
Oh, 100%.
because of you
100%.
and this book.
Oh, thank you. I will
I
absolutely
have
take that.
I have indulged in a lot more romance.
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
and it opened up also more ways for me to watch romance animes because I also watched
Mm.
not a lot of
Mm-hmm.
that. Like Nana was one, but I found Nana to be a drama
Oh,
more than a
100%.
romance.
Nana's like a
I
telenovela. Like
Yes, yes. So and
yeah.
I'm used to that. I grew up watching telenovelas, so I'm
Mm.
used to that dynamic.
Yeah.
But have you been watching any romance animes of late? Because I have a few that I'm sure you would. I speak like for someone who watched none and then just as I started reading romance, also started watching romance animes. Uh, I've already found like some gems.
Oh my. Okay. I'm gonna log into my Crunchyroll and look at my watch list, which is
Yes.
ridiculous at this point.
Oh, please.
And then,
It's
um
it's getting as long as my TBR for books, and
oh listen, we're not
just
gonna bring in the TBRs, my
that
goodness.
more. So I'm gonna just enjoy what I can enjoy while I can enjoy
Oh, yeah, I'm on a book buying ban, but I
it.
also can't remember what books I've pre-ordered for 2026, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be surprised by something I've already spent money
Surprise,
on.
surprise! When the
You know?
books come, surprise.
So the
I
one,
Go ahead.
let's
No,
see,
no, you
I've
go ahead.
watched My Love Story with Yamada-kun.
Oh yes, that's the one.
Yes.
Like that's the first like what I thought was like pure love anime that I've watched. And
Mhm.
I was like, I love this. Every time someone
Yes.
says I like romance stuff, I was like, watch that. I was like, this is because this is the only one I had at that time. I was like, watch
That's
that.
yeah.
This is
It
cute.
was
This
so
is
cute.
adorable.
I
Yes.
really enjoyed that one. And I'm trying to see, and I love how all of my stuff is like interspersed by like what my son also. We share the same Crunchyroll account, so it's like
Oh,
very
you don't you
eclectic.
don't you don't have the separate profiles?
No, I mean we
Mm.
do, but he goes on mine
He
anyway
goes
because
because
his is
kids.
like age restricted. Yeah.
Yeah, because
And he's like,
kids.
I want to watch Attack on Titan and I can't watch it on mine. So, um, A Sign of Affection.
Yes, that's the
That
next
was
one.
so
That
cute. It
was
was
peak.
disgusting. I
That was
like,
peak. That was peak, and I watched it 3 times. I watched it by myself, and then my friend was like, "Hey, we were supposed to watch anime because I mean when people take too long, I just watch it and then rewatch it with them. I
yeah,
like you take too long, I want to watch it. I'm gonna watch it and I'll rewatch it with you.
oh, 100%.
a sign of
100%.
a sign of affection is a
It was
good one, and there is
so
also
cute.
one where Horimiya.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I will say that's probably my favorite out of the
Same,
three.
because I still played the intro song
Yes.
and the outro song. I have it on my phone as like just files, like music files that I
Yes.
listen to whenever I feel like I need a
It's
a
so
it's
good.
and
And
there's
then also Sasaki and Miyano. It's the
yes,
BL
yes.
one. And
Yes,
I
Sashimi Miyano and Given is also a good
Given,
one.
oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, I
Given
watch
is
more romance ones than I think.
yeah, so because I like literally started and I was like, okay, how much romance can I take? And then I started watching. I'm like, I seem to enjoy a lot more of these
Yes,
romances
than
than
I
I
thought.
thought.
Yeah, it's
um,
interesting too because I feel like it's I don't know because I don't actually watch a lot of romance movies, like American romance movies,
same.
but I think too because I also like I love K dramas, and so I do watch
I've
a lot of
tried.
K
I've
dramas.
one and it stressed me out so much. No, I watched one and then I watched the next one and I never finished it because it stressed me out so much. I had to yeah. I was like
Yeah,
no.
yeah. One thing K
Yeah.
dramas will do is they will absolutely raise your blood pressure and bring that. Yeah, I mean, they bring the drama. Like K dramas are also just the Korean version of telenovelas, honestly.
You know
Like
what? You know what? Yes. Yes.
depending on which one you're
Which
watching.
one you're watching? Yes. You're right.
But yeah, I'd
You
say
should put
those.
them side by side.
Oh, 100%. Put them side by side because if you love one, chances are you're gonna love the other.
Yes.
But also just kind of depending on what you find.
What you find. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. But
Cherry Magic. Cherry
I'm
Magic.
watching that. I've started watching that. I haven't finished because I can already tell it's gonna be one of those that once I start, I'm gonna binge it and I'm on
Yeah.
a
And
deadline, so I'm not allowed.
you're like, I'm gonna you're like, let me finish my work first and then
Yes,
reward myself with a binge.
exactly.
Uh
Exactly. I'm
binge.
glad Gachiakuta is they're only releasing episode by episode once a week because that forces me to like stop because I am absolutely like that my ADHD, I need that dopamine. And
That
so
fix.
I think
That fix.
yes, I watched the first 5 episodes of Cherry Magic and then I forced myself to stop and like logged out of my Crunchyroll
Mhm.
account completely. Cause no, it's so
There's
cute.
also one that why can't I find it? It's something she's like her his best friend, but they start like weird having feelings for each other but can't admit that it's feelings or can't they don't understand that it's feelings that they're
Oh, that's
catching
like
for each other.
40%. That's like 40% of all of the
Yes. So there's it's Kimino to Dodoke, Kimino to Dodoke. That one. Okay, so that one also cost me and my friend because we started watching it together. Let me see if I have it right.
Okay. I have seen this one. I haven't started it.
Kimino Yes. So we started watching it together for our anime nights. And by the middle of season one, we were already frustrated with these two people. I'm like, communicate, please. For the love
Hmm.
of something, communicate.
For the
And by
love
the
of each other.
right by the end of season one, we are like, can we deal with this for next season? We're like,
That's
yes, we're gonna
yes,
season
we
two.
can.
They're gonna figure it out because it's season two, right?
Uh-huh. That's how they
Um,
get you. That's how they get you.
by the end of season two, when we found, we were like, we're done. We don't care if there's a season three or not. we
That's how they get
are
you.
we are done. We have given up on these two. we
Yeah. But I feel like
believe.
that's the perfect element of a lot of romance period. Like even with like romance novels, there's that formula that like you keep going because you're just like, okay, what's going to happen next? Like, are they going to get it together? And then they go through what we quote unquote affectionately call the third act breakup, where
Yes.
everything comes to a head and they're like arguing and you think they're not going to get together. And, I'll say for a romance to be classified as a capital R romance in the genre, it's always going to end in a happily ever after or a happily
And
for now.
I would
But
hope because
oh
otherwise
no,
you
it
might
has to.
have.
Otherwise, it's not a romance, and you will get romance readers so mad at you if you like say that this is a capital R romance and they don't end up together at the end of the book, or at least at the end of the series. Of course, there's, if you have a 3-book series and it's the same couple across all 3 books, then at least at the
Yes.
end, you want them to be happy. But it's that third act breakup where it's like, and I've talked about this and like conventions and book conventions that we've done
Mhm.
for romance authors and romance readers, where it's like you can give 10 different romance authors and say like this book needs to be a friends to lovers and it has to obviously end in a happily ever after, and you will
Mhm.
get 10
Different.
different books, you know, because all of these romances end with the happily ever after, but like the story between the characters is so compelling that you're like, how are they going to get there? Like surely they're not going to make it, and of course they do, but like, it like draws you in. um and so like I try to bring that same feeling when I'm writing books. Like, the two characters are going to end up together at the end of the book, but like when it like gets to a certain point, I want you to worry. That sounds
You
terrible.
want to do is stress us out, stress out, stress us the fuck out, and
Yes,
then make sure
and
that
then
we are,
deliver.
and then give it. Yeah, you know what? I don't mind if there's some stress, because most like relationships has that type of ups and downs,
Mm,
and ins and outs, and the things
mm-hmm.
that are sometimes too sweet irritate me a bit because it's too sweet.
It's like
Like
that's not
it's this,
realistic.
this, this yeah. It's I'm like, give me a little bit of like say banter back and forth. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so uh, so yeah, I like that type of romance where they're or at least what I'm realizing is that when I'm reading romance now, I need there to the characters to have some type of magnetic feeling to each other, but it
Mm-hmm.
also at times bounces off each other. So it doesn't
Yes.
only just attract them, but it also makes them butt heads.
Oh, 100%.
Uh, so let me see if I have have you read Ready or Not?
No.
Um, So you should read Ready or
Oh,
Not.
you're adding to my
Yes.
you are
Yeah,
adding to
but
my
it's a small
TBR.
it's a novella. So
Oh, okay.
it's something you can if you have like a day, you can polish that especially because it's that good. So
Gotcha.
you will like I literally opened the book in the mid morning, and I put the book down and finished it in the night, like with
Gotcha.
some
Okay.
stops in between to eat
Yes.
and move some stuff around. But yeah, so let's go back to the anime part of this,
Yeah.
because that's what we're here for also. But I love talking books, animes, they mangas. I read a lot of them. If you look behind me there, there's a slew of books and mangas and stuff. You already told us what your favorite anime and mangas are, so I'm gonna go with if you have a favorite character.
Oh.
Because these let's go say these are the anime questions most people get, and I want
Mm-hmm.
to tackle them to see if there's something that would come up surprising.
Let me see. Favorite anime character. Hmm.
Someone that you will rep for, like you know, uh, is it someone you're in a group and they're chatting anime, someone's like talking bad about these characters, and you be like you will come up and say, yo, whoa, 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 this and this and this is
Yeah.
why this
Yeah.
character.
Man, I don't I would probably okay. Context.
Mhm.
I love villains. You probably
Mm,
people probably don't realize it. I've been told, like, especially based on the because I write a lot of small town sapphic romance, and so I've been
yes.
told based on that, people are just like, "Oh my god, Carmen is super sweet," and like I
So
am.
yeah, so kind, it's so wholesome.
I mean, and I am like I don't see the point in being mean to people,
True.
at
Well,
all.
well.
But I love me a good villain, and
Mm.
honestly, I love me a good villain where you can be like, no, that's justified. Like he was justified in beating your ass. Honestly, I love Vegeta. I've
Okay.
and I
You
won't
know
really
what?
classify him as a villain anymore
More?
per se.
Yes, he. I would. I'm not. I think I put him in anti-hero
Yeah, I'd say that he is an
category,
anti-hero.
closer to anti-hero,
Yeah,
like bridging between anti-hero and hero. He
yeah.
started off in the villainy corner. Yes, he did.
100%. But I also
He
think it
did.
was somewhat justified based at like once we got his history, I was like, okay, I can see it. But like my context for liking him is, and my friends and I do the same thing where we just like, let's pick a random anime subject and like duke it out and talk about it.
Yes.
And ours was who is the better anime father, Goku or
Mm.
Vegeta? And
And
I
the
said
answer will
Vegeta.
still be Vegeta. Yes, I'm
Vegeta
sorry. I
hands
don't care.
down.
I
Goku
don't
was a
care.
terrible father. He was a
It's
absolute horrible
mm,
dad.
mm.
Vegeta, hands down. Like, not only that, but I also, and I talked about this I've with another friend of mine who we become friends because I did an Instagram or well YouTube uh, Bookstagram podcast, and we started talking about anime as well. And I said not only that, but Vegeta's black in my opinion, canonically. But at least for me, like black southerner,
Ah,
Vegeta is like
mm,
that
mm.
black uncle that is relatively quiet at the cookouts, but like, and his wife will come and bring him a plate. But when something goes down, that man is all about his wife and all about his kids, and
Yeah,
like don't mess with him.
that is true. He is all about that family. He
Right?
is.
Like
He,
Bill Bulma said, if you don't stop fighting, I'll never let you shower with me again. And Homeboy was like, okay, no, I'm
I'm
done. We're
done.
out.
Yeah,
We're out. Like,
he's like Homer Simpson backing up in the.
in the bushes, like,
Yeah, he's
you
like,
know,
I'm done
I'm
here.
done. I'm done here. Like, it's a wrap, guys. I got to go home and be with my
Look, my
wife.
wife is calling. I don't know about y'all, but
Right? No shame. And if someone was trying to be like, oh, you're like capitulating to your wife, you'd be like, it's not my fault your wife doesn't love you. Like
right,
my wife loves me and I
my
love my
wife
wife,
does. Yeah, my
you
wife does
know,
me good, so I'll do
right?
her good.
Right? So
Yeah, yeah.
Vegeta is like one of my favorite characters because you absolutely see his like character progression,
Mhm.
and he became such a nice and well-rounded character. Like even when he was doing some like batshit crazy stuff,
He
it's
was.
like, oh, but he kind of has a reason, and I can kind of see the logic and why he's doing this. So like, should he do it? No, but like,
Hmm.
do I understand why? Yeah. Would I potentially do the same thing? Probably.
Okay,
So
I didn't see you going that way fully, but you stuck the
yeah,
landing. You
I
said,
mean, I
I
might
stand 10 toes down. I get that.
100%.
I get
Like,
that.
he keeps his behind a like surly facade. I just smile
True.
because also like I'm still Southern. Like I tend to just smile in general. But
Mhm.
yeah, he's probably one of my favorite characters just based on like his personality, his character arc, how he
Mhm.
changed, but also just like how down bad he is for his wife and his family, like ride or die.
Right.
And
Or
like
die. Yes.
that is 100% like I like that. I like that man right there. He's great. Um,
So,
so probably Vegeta. He's one of my favorite characters. Just period out of like, what 27 years of anime watching.
uh, we
So
y'all been in it for a minute. Yes.
we are locked in. We have been locked in since the late 90s.
Yeah,
Like,
I missed all of that. I think I started like 2020, 2002 or something. Like when I moved to
mm,
the Netherlands and I had more access,
mm-hmm.
uh, it became like the extent, my extension of my nerddom. It's like, yes, I like sports and I like that. And then because I like sports, I watched a lot of sports anime also.
Mm-hmm.
Because I could relate, because I played sports and I
Yeah.
watched and I like sports, so I watch sports anime, and it's like, ooh, so there's a genre for everything in anime, and I
Oh,
was like,
100%.
and then that's it. That was, and then you literally, tapped me in the vein.
And let's like just put it, inject it
No,
straight
just
into my
just straight in the
bloodstream. Thank
vein,
you.
yes. Just let me walk around with
Yeah.
that IV stick.
Yes.
Bag me with the bag on my back, and let's go. And since then,
Like we're
I've never
good.
dropped it.
Same.
Eh,
Like there might be times when I don't like have one that I'm actively watching, and usually it's just because I'm on deadline.
yeah,
Just
you're
because if I'm
riding.
on, I'm writing, I'm on deadline, so I'm not really allowed to watch anything else right now. Like I usually give myself a certain like word count, or if I'm editing like I'm doing right now, a certain number of chapters that I need to edit before I'm allowed to like kick back and relax.
Hmm.
Um, and so, like I said, Gachiakuta is what's been on deck, just because since it's only coming out once a week, it keeps me. I can't scroll ahead. I
Yeah,
can't binge
there's
it.
there's no
Um,
binging, and
there's no
I
binging.
love that for some anime because it gives you that anticipation of sitting down and watching when it drops again.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you
Mm-hmm.
got time in between also to talk to the people are watching it about what the
Yeah.
heck is going on.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah,
Especially.
and I
So.
don't know about you, but the January month, the winter 2026 list is looking hot. A bunch of
Oh
stuff coming
man.
back, and I'm like, we're gonna be busy. I'm gonna be doing a lot more recordings, I see, because we've watched most of these and we've done episodes of most of these stuff, and we gotta keep it moving.
Yeah.
And
It's
it's and also, yeah, so it's gonna be
it's gonna
great.
be it's gonna be
We're
great. It's gonna
we're
be
well fed.
frustrating.
Yes,
We're
that
gonna be
too.
well fed, 100%.
We're gonna be well
I
fed.
Yeah, my friends who have two friends specifically that we have our standing anime days during the week, and we're already building out our list of like,
Yes.
okay, two of
We
us are
used to make
authors.
Excel sheets. Yeah, Excel sheets
Oh
of
yeah, we have it.
when things are coming out, which day is dropping, and which day we're
Yes.
gonna watch it together.
Oh, we have an Excel spreadsheet for a lot of things for our anime watching, so that we can recommend, because like some of us have kids, and so it's like one of our friends who has multiple children, she is not into anime, and so when she's like, "Oh, my kid is watching such and such show," she usually reaches out the two of us, and she's like, "What is this show?" And we're like, "Oh, either we're like, oh, that's totally fine, like he can watch that, it's no big deal,"
Yeah.
or we're gonna be like,
Nope.
"Oh, nope,
Take
mm-mm,
that.
mm-mm.
Press pause.
No, 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 ma'am, no, ma'am, no, sir,
Direct
no,
them
thank
into a
you."
next. Yes, direct them into a
Absolutely.
next.
He is absolutely not allowed to watch Yes, No, or Maybe right
No.
now. Um,
I don't even want to watch. Yes.
that's
No.
not, maybe in about 3 years he can
Give
watch
him a
that one.
little bit of
But
other time. Yes.
yeah, we have an Excel spreadsheet for anime, but also for our K dramas and things like that. But yeah, we're trying to figure it out, because like I said, two of us are authors, so we have ongoing
Oh,
deadlines,
uh,
and so we have to, and we don't live together or like even in the same state. We live in two different states, so we have to try to keep each other accountable as much as possible. um
yeah,
but
we watch through Discord. Like we also, me and my friend also doesn't live. We don't live, like, most of my friends that I watch anime with constantly don't live close by enough so you could say, hey, I'm dropping by to watch something. They don't live
yeah,
far either, but except the friends in the US, because that's just different. But
yeah.
we just Discord, share screen, or we have like a weekend, like we go like, hey, in the next few months let's watch this anime that is already finished, and then we just binge watch stuff, a season or something. So I say
Gotcha.
like community in the book and anime world is I find important. Well, good
Mm,
community then, because some communities are
are
always
not great. Yeah.
there's always the part that's where Simba and Mufasa is telling Simba that part don't go over there.
Everywhere the light touches.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that dark area there, please stay away. Yes, there's always that, but I truly believe that like good community can how do you say boost each other in
Hmm.
more ways than one. Like you and your other author friend, you help each other. What you watch stuff, you have fun, but you also encourage each other with your art, right?
Yeah. Oh,
And the
100%. I mean,
art
even
of
with the
writing.
author,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, the author community, 100%. You have your 100% like core group of people. I have some people that I write with multiple times a week. Like we sit like this on Zoom, and we here's what I'm working on, here's what I need to get to. If it looks like I have my phone in my hand, they'll like unmute themselves and tell me to put the damn phone down. Have you hit your word count?
Did you
you
hear?
know,
Yeah, did you get off a
yeah,
thread? Okay.
get off of it. And then, people who aren't on deadline will also unmute and be like, hey, so I saw you just like something on social media. Shouldn't you be
So you'll
writing
be
instead of
working.
being on
Yeah,
social media? So
I
yeah,
like
community
that.
is super important.
I would love to have something like that because I also need to do some stuff where I get started and then I get distracted by any shiny thing.
Oh yeah. Oh
and,
yeah.
and then it's 3 hours later and I looked up and I'm like, wait, didn't I just start working on something? What happened?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, as my ADHD recognizes that very well. It is sometimes a problem. I usually can kind of knock myself out of it and be like, yes, no, that sounds like a great shiny new idea, but worry about it once you're finished with this
Mm,
other shiny idea
shiny
that you
new
had
idea.
6 months
Yes.
ago that you need to finish now. Um, but yeah,
Yes.
it is community super important, and it's nice to now obviously having the internet, because when I started watching anime and all this back in 1993, I there was no internet to have a community with.
Community
And
and being black and nerdy was
oh my gosh, listen,
I'm
black
I'm I'm
nerdy
a
in the
nightmare on
closet
its
and in
own.
the
Yeah.
South.
that sounds like a trifecta of category 5 hurricane.
It
Okay.
was an experience. It was an experience. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's community is super important, and it's nice too to be able to connect with people that like have some of the same interests as you, and also just seeing how it can absolutely influence your writing, because
Yes.
I absolutely do plan to at least get my like fantasy romantasy idea drafted in 2026. That's one of my big goals. I'm not going to put it on myself to like do anything with it yet.
Just get
But
it down on paper, get it out of
yes,
the
out
brain
of my
cycle.
head.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
I get
So,
that.
but yeah, and then that way, hopefully, some of the anime influences that I've had and honestly continue to have over the years, because I pay for Crunchyroll Premium. So I'm not even gonna lie, I sit here and just be watching it.
Yes.
Even, there's no shame in my game. I think
None.
especially after hitting 40, I'm like, I don't care what anybody says about me sitting
Yeah,
here watching my quote unquote
I'm too,
cartoons.
yeah, let me do it conveniently, okay? At the
You
moment,
know,
the most convenient way, and when the next convenient way come that is better, I might move on to that.
right, but also like in this economy and this state of our global everything, like, I could be
One
doing worse things in the world than sitting in my house watching anime.
anime,
So, you
exactly.
know, and honestly, it wouldn't stop me anyway. I don't really care. So,
Look, I can't agree more. Like it's literally my life consists of anime, books, anime, and friends, and then if and my friends are all connected to the books and anime. So, so there's
Yeah.
always, as always, and then somewhere in there, there's going out to eat once in a couple of months because
Right. Once in a blue moon.
we need to.
Yeah.
We like to try out new places, and
Oh
then
yeah.
still end up at an Asian or a fusion because we all
Oh,
like
listen, yeah.
ramen, we all like curry, Japanese curry, we all like sushi.
Oh, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I
So
had Korean barbecue like a day ago, so
yeah,
I'm right
and
there with
Korean
you.
barbecue. So yeah,
So, but
it
yeah, I
it
mean,
it, it is
hopefully.
part of our it is part of our lifestyle, I think. And as I say, we could be doing worse things than
Oh,
just
100%.
indulging ourselves
Right. Not hurting
in
anybody, just
not hurting
chilling and
anybody.
watching
And,
anime.
yeah, right. And building community and friendships. So
Exactly. And also getting friends to yell at me because
you need to
I
write.
convinced her to start. Well, yes, also I need to write, but the friend that I'm watching Gachiakuta with, I convinced her once I was at episode 4 to catch up so that we could watch it together. And she
Mhm.
still, after each episode is done, curses my name and probably my bloodline.
Oh
Um,
yes, I have done that to someone who let's just say never look up Happy Sugar Life.
oh, that just sounds like a title that's going to ruin my life. No, thank you.
I was not prepared for that episode, and it didn't even like walk you into anything. I didn't get past episode 1. I didn't get past the first. I don't think I even finished episode 1.
Oh, I'm not even putting that in Google. That just
And
sounds like
yeah,
a Trojan horse waiting to happen.
yeah, and I never forgave that friend for he thought it was hilarious
I mean,
to see my reaction to something that because he knew I liked like slice of life type of stuff that for calming
mhm.
times. I watch a bunch of action. I love my good sports anime, and that's also a bunch of action. And when I want to calm down and relax and chill, I watch slice of life. Or when I want to be hurt, I watch slice of life.
There's that one.
And then he said, "Yeah, try that." And then like the name sounded like
Mm-mm.
something slice of life. So I didn't even Google it. I just pulled it up, pressed
No.
play, and then was traumatized.
Oh,
And,
absolutely not.
and then I turned it off. And then I called him. I cursed him, and everyone he knew, and I hung up.
Oh,
And then when
absolutely
he
not.
called back, I cursed him again, and then I hung up. And so yeah. But yeah, no. Warning: if you want to be grossed out to max, I guess
No,
Happy
I'm
Sugar
good.
is good for you, but it's not
Nah,
for
I'm
us.
good.
It's
I'm
not
good.
for us. So let's round out this beautiful chat with what are you looking forward to most for anime wise for 2026?
Um, I'm definitely looking forward to Jujutsu Kaisen coming
Mm.
back, even
Mm.
though I have read the entire manga, so I know I'm gonna cry and have my feelings hurt again. It's fine.
Why are you doing this to
Um,
yourself, Miss?
I, you know,
Look,
my life is too quiet, so clearly
same,
I
I
just
guess.
need
I guess.
to be
Because I'm
hurt,
gonna
I
watch it
guess.
too. So
Oh yeah, yeah. My
you and
friend and
me
I, we
both.
both
You and
have,
me both.
decided we're gonna watch it together and just, it's fine. It's fine. Hurt people, I
Hmm.
guess.
Hmm.
But I'm definitely looking forward to that. We're gonna be doing a rewatching of Solo Leveling, like we both love it. And so absolutely rewatching it. And I mean, that's that's probably it for now. Well, so I started watching May I Ask for One Final Thing, and then once
Mm.
again, it was one of those that I'm like, I know I'm
You
gonna
have to,
binge
yeah.
this,
You
and I'm
need
not
to really,
allowed.
yeah.
So I stopped watching in like episode 3. And so in 2026, once I
I'm
hit
gonna
my
watch that.
deadline, I am allowed to start watching it again, which means I'm probably going to take the next day off because I'm more than likely going to watch it through the evening and end up going to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. So there's no working the next day.
Mm-hmm.
But
Sound
yeah,
like
I
good
think,
plans to me. Sounds like
yeah,
good plans to me. I also recommend watching Fearing.
she has been on my list for the entire
Bump,
year.
bump that up. Bump Fearing up. Bump her up. If you're a fantasy girly,
Yes.
bump for Solo Leveling rewatch can wait. Bump Fearing up. I'm telling you. I
Oh,
am telling
I'm gonna have to look and
you.
see how much sick leave I have available for my day
Like
job because
I'm gonna check out some days.
I'm gonna have to like I'm
It's
sick.
26. I think it's 26 episodes. And 24, 26
Gotcha.
episodes. Like of perfection. Like and I'm a very like I'm an easy pleaser when it comes to certain stuff. And if it's entertaining and I'm get pulled in,
Mm.
it's all good. But like beautiful. It's so beautiful to watch, but also the story is so beautiful. And it will pull on the heartstrings. It will.
Now I have to
It
decide for
will.
2026 how hurt I want to be, I guess.
Yes, it's not that bad in the hurt feelings because you've watched like Nana and but it is like you do feel stuff like if you're a person
Mm.
that is attuned to some feelings. You will
Yes.
feel stuff. But yes, it's beautiful. If I am don't do you any pleasures this new year, that's the one. That's that's the one.
Gotcha.
I will come follow up in the next couple of months. I'll be like, so you finished writing? You got time for stuff? You got time for stuff?
Oh, I know. I'm just looking at these deadlines and just like, okay, we need to go on and hit those because
Yes.
my my um my to be watched list is
Is
absolutely growing.
Yes. All right, peoples. This was so much fun, and we should do this again sometime.
Absolutely.
Uh, and maybe you know what? When you finish, just check. We could come back and you talk to me how much you appreciate me giving you free reign in your life.
Yes.
All
Yes,
right,
I will come back and say it
peoples.
was delightful.
Tell the people where they can find you and your books and what you got coming out or just came out next, right? You just had one book come out, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken.
So I just had a book come out at the end of November called Peaches and Honey. It's a sapphic small town romance, has a little bit of the tugging of the heartstrings, but not too much angst. And my next book is coming out January 22nd, and it actually is going to kind of show you why Vegeta is one of my favorite anime characters,
Nope.
period. The little
So
villain side of things.
gotta put that
It
in my
is,
pre-order list, even though I told
yes.
myself I'm not buying any more books. Here we
Yes,
go
it is
again.
a dark sapphic mafia romance where I
Ah,
just say we're
mm,
supporting women's wrongs for
mm,
January.
mm.
But you can find me on my website, it's karmenlee.com. You can find me on Instagram and Threads. I'm actually on TikTok as well. My teenage son tells me all the time, like, hey, did you post on TikTok? You need to do your social media. So occasionally I post on TikTok. All of those are author Karmen Lee.
Accountability.
Oh my gosh.
Accountability by your social media manager, your 13-year-old son.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so
100%.
yes, author Carmen Lee on all socials. People look her up
Yes.
and check out her books if you do and inclined. And check out AMW and all podcasting places wherever they drop. And we're on socials AMW. So you know where to find us. Come chat, talk to us in the comments. And until next time, bye.
Bye.